Wow.
But maybe I can carry off a little darkness on the back till things are brighter. I'm the
I
man
forgot my
in
opening
black.
line. I Now I just had a very nice conversation telepathically with a Sasquatch person. It was he introduced himself. He played it cool. He did not he did not all of him did not materialize in this room because he would be way too big. I he his head and shoulders, like back really, like this part of you of him, kind of gradually, not alarmingly, faded into materialization, I guess, manifestation. I fumble for the words. Can't we all be telepathic so we don't have to do this? Uh, anyway, he was a big man, very big man. He told me he's 12 feet tall, um, and wow, yeah. Anyway, his eyes alarmed me at first because they were yellow, reddish yellow almost. You don't typically see that eye color. Let alone them being, his eyes are like here and here, like, I mean, his head was like a giant pumpkin or something you see at Halloween in the grocery store, the biggest one. He's a big boy. And he had a complexion that was kind of like a sandy, khaki, beige color, I guess. Yeah. Reddish hair. Not like super red, but kind of, what do you call it? Like a, maybe like more like auburn, leaning toward light brown. And it was well groomed. He wasn't dirty. Believe it or not, I mean, haven't you ever seen a video of chimps grooming each other? What do you think cave people did back in the day? Creatures with containers similar to ours, bipedal, 10 digits, 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 eyes, two. We have a lot in common. Hasn't that ever occurred to you? Haven't you ever half slept through a science class in school where they were telling you how high it's like a 99% identical DNA between us chimps and gorillas? And imagine something being between chimp and man. And then some. Yeah, mind blown, right? Quit being racist to the other primates, you dumbasses. I just realized this shit. The haters are probably gonna make this one viral, and I don't blame them because this is some far out shit. I admit it, it is. But you know what? I got a sense of humor. I can laugh at my own crazy. I'm not hurting anybody yet, Bob. So, Bob, Richie, you did come up in this warm, introductory, very nice conversation. We didn't move our lips, and he didn't move a lot because he didn't want to scare me too much. And yeah, but it started out with me being openly curious when I felt this change coming on that he was calling, basically. And I think what I just experienced is it astral projection? Is that what he did? Or did he like stick his head through another dimension or something? Like, I don't really want to call him back right now. I'm getting over the this first contact for me. It's, yeah. And guess what? I didn't run screaming out of the apartment because I'm brave. So here's a message to transphobic, hater, bully, bigot pieces of trash like Kid Rock. Are you brave enough to experience what I just experienced? Because I'll tell you what, at the end of it, I gave my new friend a hug. I ask people first when I make new friends, is it okay if I give you a hug? And he was like, he actually moved a little bit, even though he didn't have to. He almost smiled a little bit. But yeah, it was like, yeah, meaning, yeah, it's okay, give me a hug. Of course, I was just like, boom, T-pose. I mean, it's like, and I couldn't reach all of them through the portal, I guess it would be, that he was. It was like, you ever seen those roadside stands on the freeway, you know, or it has like, or at the carnival, where it's like a board, you know, with a painting on it, and it has the face cut out, and you take it, pose for a photograph. It was kind of like that. So I guess maybe that's a portal. Maybe I've heard people talk about portals. Well, it's closed now, but I guess it was right here on my wall behind my computer. Or, I mean, clearly it's not there all the time, but that's where my new friend kind of put his face in front of the portal, you know, to look at me through it, like through a window, basically. But anyway, at the end, I said, can I give you a hug? And he's like, you know, so I was like, as best I could, you know, and it was kind of like, okay, nice to meet you, see you later. Do you see where I'm going with this? That's my first contact. Not with his entire fucking tribe or species or nation or race or anything else. Just him. My new Sasquatch friend. Who knows how to use portals and astral projection and probably knows about the out-of-body experiences that I have had and I'm trying to learn how to have again. He might be a good person to ask about this. Do you see where I'm going with this? I'm not saying I met Sasquatch or I met one particular person who happens to be a Sasquatch. All right? So that's what I'm putting out into the multiverse, all right? I'm going to really try to treat you like that. I don't care if you are a mantis. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care if you're a reptilian. I don't care if you're a Nordic, whatever. Those dumb blondes are. You know, I won't get into the whole gray thing because that's another bunch of videos. But yeah, you know, if you're a tall gray, I'm definitely not gonna show you any disrespect because I know not to do that. But I'll be nice. I'll be polite to all of you. If you just look like an ordinary person and you happen to be from 10,000 years from now or 80 years ago, I'm not going to run screaming or roll my eyes or call you crazy. I'm just going to be like, cool story, bro. Tell it again. No, I'm just kidding. No. I'm just saying, you know, I think we as a human species, and as, you know, starting with as a neighborhood, as a society, as a country that's probably about to destroy itself, and going outward from there, we as a human species need to start thinking in these terms. You dig what I'm saying? Is anybody catching this? If we can overcome our individual day-to-day interracial racism and prejudice and fears on the streets of our own cities, then at that point do I believe we as a human species are ready to seriously, maturely interact with other non-human intelligences in a way that is cool and not based in prejudice and fear. I hope somebody's catching this stuff and has some thoughts to drop in the comments, because I look forward to it. But I know from experience already what's going to happen is I'll wait a bit, and then I'll look at my comments and find out that I'm ugly, and I'm crazy, and I'm retarded, and I belong in a mental hospital. I scare women and children. That I cheat at women's sports. That I don't deserve to be in the military or serve our country. That I don't deserve human rights. That you have to fuck with me every fucking chance you get, even to get a fucking passport or any other fucking thing, to go to the fucking toilet. You have to fuck with me. You have to fucking stare at me. Why do you think I'm really falling in love with Michael? Because I feel his pain. He didn't like to be stared at either. And I don't like to be stared at. And Bigfoot doesn't like to be stared at. Lots of people don't like to be stared at. And this transgender person happens to be one of them. But I will not do what you bigots are telling me to do. You literally want me to disappear. So as nice as that sounds some days where I wish I could be invisible. Just as a break. No. Not doing it. Because that's what you want. You want to wish me out of existence. And people like me. Why? Transgender people are people. We deserve human rights. Full stop.